Ruth. 1. A tiny sparkle caught Ruth's eye, a small glint of refracted sunlight angling out from beneath a massive tangle of drying bull kelp, which the sea had heaved up onto the sand at full tide. She mistook it for the sheen of a dying jellyfish and almost walked right by it. The beaches were overrun with jellyfish these days, the monstrous red stinging kind that looked like wounds along the shoreline. But something made her stop. She leaned over and nudged the heap of kelp with the toe of her sneaker, then poked it with a stick. Untangling the whip-like fronds, she dislodged enough to see that what glistened underneath was not a dying sea jelly, but something plastic. A bag. Not surprising. The ocean was full of plastic. She dug a bit more until she could lift the bag up by its corner. It was heavier than she expected, a scarred plastic freezer bag encrusted with barnacles that spread across its surface like a rash. It must have been in the ocean for a long time, she thought. Inside the bag, she could see a hint of something red. Someone's garbage, no doubt, tossed overboard or left behind after a picnic or a rave. The sea was always heaving things up and hurling them back. Fishing lines, floats, beer cans, plastic toys, tampons, Nike sneakers. A few years earlier, it was severed feet. People were finding them up and down Vancouver Island, washed up on the sand. One had been found on this very beach. No one could explain what had happened to the rest of the bodies. Ruth didn't want to think about what might be rotting inside the bag. She flung it farther up the beach. She would finish her walk and then pick it up on the way back, take it home, and throw it out. 2. "What's this?" her husband called from the mudroom. Ruth was cooking dinner, chopping carrots, and concentrating. "This," Oliver repeated when she didn't answer. She looked up. He was standing in the doorway of the kitchen, dangling the large, scarred freezer bag in his fingers. She'd left it out on the porch, intending to deposit it in the trash, but she'd gotten distracted. "Oh, leave it," she said. "It's garbage, something I picked up on the beach. Please don't bring it in the house." Why did she have to explain? "But there's something in it," he said. "Don't you want to know what's inside?" "No," she said. "Dinner's almost ready." He brought it in anyway and laid it on the kitchen table, scattering sand. He couldn't help it. It was his nature to need to know, to take things apart and sometimes put them back together. Their freezer was filled with plastic shrouds containing the tiny carcasses of birds, shrews, and other small animals that their cat had brought in, waiting to be dissected and stuffed. "It's not just one bag," he reported, carefully unzipping the first and laying it aside. "It's bags within bags." The cat, attracted by all the activity, jumped up onto the table to help. He wasn't allowed on the table. The cat had a name, Schrödinger, but they never used it. Oliver called him the Pest, which sometimes morphed into Pesto. He was always doing bad things, disemboweling squirrels in the middle of the kitchen, leaving small, shiny organs, kidneys and intestines, right outside their bedroom door, where Ruth would step on them with her bare feet on her way to the bathroom at night. They were a team, Oliver and the cat. When Oliver went upstairs, the cat went upstairs. When Oliver came downstairs to eat, the cat came downstairs to eat. When Oliver went outside to pee, the cat went outside to pee. Now, Ruth watched the two of them as they examined the contents of the plastic bags. She winced, anticipating the stench of someone's rotting picnic, or worse, that would ruin the fragrance of their meal. Lentil soup. They were having lentil soup and salad for dinner, and she'd just put in the rosemary. "Do you think you could dissect your garbage out on the porch?" "You picked it up," he said. "And anyway, I don't think it's garbage. It's too neatly wrapped." He continued his forensic unpeeling. Ruth sniffed, but all she could smell was sand and salt and sea. Suddenly he started laughing. "Look, Pesto," he said. "It's for you. It's a Hello Kitty lunchbox." "Please," Ruth said, feeling desperate now. "And there's something inside. I'm serious, I don't want you to open it in here. Just take it out." But it was too late. 3. He had smoothed the bags flat, laid them out on top of one another in descending order of size, and then sorted the contents into 3 neat collections.